Hey guys, welcome to No Items, the weekly podcast by Team Solidarity. This week's topic is Oregon Smash 4 and its future. Today with me is M2.
As usual.
And Silent Rain.
What's up, you guys?
You know, can you adjust your mic there so you're speaking into the part where they can hear you?
Hello, hello.
You're gonna... There we go.
Sounds like a plan. Alright.
There we go. So this week we're going to be talking about Oregon Smash 4, like I said. But before we get into that, we're going to go over our weeks real quick. Probably talk about Fight or Flight for a little while because that tournament was great. And then we're going to be moving on into the main podcast. Let's start out with M2, man. How was your week?
It's been good. It's been good. I've been prepping for classes starting this summer. I'm going into an internship. As far as Smash is concerned, I've been preparing for not Fight or Flight, Lamau. I've been preparing for Port Priority 3 and just getting done with Fight or Flight, watching a lot of VODs there. So it's been good. One of my best performances yet in terms of Smash 4. So
yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, and so I am just super excited to grow as a player and grow in the scene and show up and represent Oregon and Port Priority. So excited about that.
Fight or Flight was actually a pretty awesome tournament.
I really liked it. Yeah.
That was probably the best Fight or Flight that I've been to. I think I've been to 3.
I can say the same thing considering it was my only
it was
one,
your
but,
only one.
It was a good experience overall, I feel like. I've gone to 3.
Yeah.
And overall, I think that was the best experience.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was mostly because of how the stream was handled and how some of the TOs like handled it. So
yeah, the TOs
it went by pretty smooth.
There were a lot of problems with the bracket to begin with, but they got it smoothed out pretty quickly, and they managed to
yeah, they were very professional about that. I really
yeah, I appreciate that actually.
I like that, yeah.
I appreciate TOs that just get the tournament going and not letting it slow down.
Yeah. I mean, and also making mistakes is something that's going to be a part of the experience, and like
it's just how they handle
over their. Yeah, exactly. It's not the fact if they're going to make a mistake or not, but it's how they handle that mistake, and that shows what leadership is. So
I wasn't really out on the floor that much, but with like the setups and everything, there was like enough, and there were chairs for everybody. That venue was actually really nice. Yeah. It's like air conditioned the whole time. Mm-hmm. A lot of the venues that get for fighting games, there's so many people in the room. There's so many computers and machines in the room, like the consoles, and there's just so much heat coming out of all of those that the room tends to get rather warm, especially during long days. But the really nice venues, they've got the air conditioning going in.
Yeah,
keep the venue nice
and chilled.
Yeah, cool. I was gonna say like livable temperature, because in the past, especially with Emerald City, I think is like the worst example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
where it gets just.
It was really compact.
Very hot.
Yeah, it was hot. But overall, Firefly was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
It was great. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to come again if they host again, which I'm sure they will at some point.
Yeah, it's been so successful for them.
Yeah, like there's no reason not to.
Additionally, Team Solid did stream the singles and doubles for Smash 4 there. You can check that out on our YouTube channel.
We have a playlist for that. So.
There's a playlist for that, yeah.
Yep. Easy to find.
So Silent Rain, how was your week, man?
Pretty good. I just moved out of my house.
Yeah.
So
it's big.
It is.
Well, living with my mom, she got like a 1-bedroom apartment, and I get to sleep on a couch that turns into a bed.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
Those are pretty nifty.
But the problem is that the living room is essentially hers. Like everything is
Your
hers.
mom's gonna roast you, dude. She's gonna come onto the show.
She finds the show.
If we had like a calling like feature, which I mean in the future we probably would, she's gonna be like, "Yo, Chase, what are you talking about?
This is a podcast. Hey, this is a podcast. I could be myself here."
Remember that time where you accidentally like this? That's funny.
But essentially, she told me that I couldn't play any of my games, couldn't practice Smash, nothing like that in the living room, and her room is just going to be her room, and she doesn't want me in it. So, essentially, I have no place to practice or play video games, so
Sounds like she wants you to move out.
Yeah, it does sound like she wants me to move out, but she's the one that offered me to live at that place in the first place.
Yeah.
So, I think right now I'm just gonna like hop around, kind of like move around. I'm not gonna probably stay home that long.
Transitional time for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Brace it, man.
So, it's pretty fun, but overall, I like the new place. It's very comfortable. It's very nice. It's actually a very nice apartment, so I really dig it. Also, Fight or Flight, my experience is pretty good. I actually know the guy who TOs that tournament. I know him pretty well.
Andrew Lester?
Yeah, I know him pretty well. He invited me to his birthday party, and it was like a little Smash 4 tournament, and I won that. And then
nice.
And then I think he introduced me to Fireflight, and then went to Fireflight, and then met Ninetales, and then went to PDX Dojo, and then here I am.
So that's what you did before Dojo? That was how it started for you?
Yeah, well, that was like before like Fight or Flight. That
was probably like in 2016?
Yeah, it was like early 2016.
Like yeah.
Like way early. So, I've known the guy for a long time, and he's usually pretty good. Mm-hmm. Pretty good at like TOing. Always helping him out, because it's kind of hard to like TO by yourself. So I was willing to help him out.
Oh yeah.
So it was fun. I overall liked the experience.
Firefly has a good team for their team. I mean, it's very there's definitely like a kind of like an organized chaos that happens during the tournament.
Yeah, like obviously they embrace the chaos, but they do it in a professional way.
But they do it in a way that really works.
Yeah. What's good, Jared?
We've got Fedden and Jared in the chat. How's it going, guys?
I love Jared, dude.
As far as my week goes, I started school back up again. I'm in a broadcasting class, which is going to be extremely helpful. And then I'm also in a video compositing too, which is After Effects. So you can look forward to better stream running, and you guys can look forward to more animated backgrounds and nifty little things. The first class I took in compositing has led to the current Team Solid tournament layout that you guys saw at Fight or Flight 10, as well as this layout here, and you can tell that it's maybe a little bit more advanced than any previous layouts I've ever used. So that's exciting for me.
You sound super excited about that.
Here's the second part of my week. Here's the second part of my week.
Okay.
I do not get enough sleep because now I have so much stuff I want to do. So this is gonna be a little bit
passion drives him. That's the only reason why he's awake right now.
Or else he'd be knocked out.
Running.
We'd be running the stream, and I don't know how that would go.
It'd be a train wreck. He'd wake up. It's like that scene from Community. I don't know if you guys saw that show where Donald Glover walks in and he has pizza and is super happy, and then everything's on fire.
Can you lift your mic up a little bit?
Is it still not?
We're gonna go right here.
Do you want me to get personal with the mic?
That's actually right
like
there.
Personal.
Where you are. That's really good.
Just
you want to be like
intimate with the mic.
You want your upper lip to be level with the top of the microphone.
Okay.
And then you want to speak directly into
education, actually.
I should be going to port priority. Yeah.
Oh yeah, port priority is actually coming up here in the month. There's been talk of extending the
PR
the PR season cycle, whatever you want to call it, until after that tournament, because there's a lot of players that have not been able to make it to the Oregon tournaments so far
because of location.
Location or time.
Yeah.
Because like no tournament on Sundays, and that's when a lot of people like have their days off.
But but those players are going to port priority 3. Which would give them a chance to, I don't know, like kind of prove themselves as being worthy.
One of the names that comes to mind is Biggie Mouth. Biggie Mouth hasn't gone to anything as of now, but he will go to port. That's for sure.
Breakson also, I think, needs that tournament. Does Breakson?
I mean, like
Breakson went to port 1. I don't remember if he went to port 2.
I don't think he went to port 2. I know he went to port 1.
He beat Rich Brown.
He beat Rich Brown in port 1.
Granted, Richard Brown was like dying inside because of something.
Breakson can't go, I guess.
Breakson can't go? That's a shame.
Yeah. He's gone to like some weekday tournaments at bars and stuff. But then again, it's like the question is how valued is that? I guess on like a PvP standpoint, right? Player versus player, that
like
has
your
wins, some value.
Your wins there should mean something.
He did beat
but
K-Kun.
It's rough. Yeah. Well, it's rough though because there can be like, especially in those tournaments, they're unseeded, so like winning doesn't matter really that much. As it could, and then not to mention that it's at a bar and a lot of people generally get drinks there. Is that really like
Yeah, the
kind of
variability
environment that we're going to be using for ranking people. That tournament, Core World is a great tournament for like practice if you want it, and it's
a great
really
environment, too.
it's really fun to hang out there. But I don't know how viable it is for like competitive ranking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to tell, honestly, because of all of the variables that are tied to all of the tournaments, as well as the fact that our player base is so spread out throughout Oregon, and it's hard for all of us to just kind of combine. So really, like, regionals are like really the main things that we can use to kind of gauge that, and we've only had one, and not even a regional. It was kind of like how Jason put it, like a season finale.
It was like a season finale.
There were 59 people, so that's a good size, and there are 59 people
season
spanning.
finale. I think the last one that happened pulled 42.
Yeah, it pulls like 50ish on average.
On average,
and
yeah. so 60 isn't that far off. Regionals generally tend to get more like 100.
Yeah, honestly though, our Smash Nests toward the end they started hitting the 60s, 80s range. Remember when we didn't have pools? For those, it was just like a big bracket.
Yeah.
That's because of the small dip. So honestly, I would say Fight or Flight was more like, on average, if you want to count the average of Smash Nest, it was like an in-between between like a season finale and Smash Nest.
Well, regardless of what it's classified as in terms of its, I don't know,
size,
pull, its level, it is definitely the biggest tournament in Oregon that's happened in quite a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to speak for the results that happened at that tournament.
Oh yeah.
Being included in the ranking for this cycle for PR.
Oh no.
Four different regions too. 4 different regions, like regions. Wow.
Well, there's CO, then there's Eugene, then there's Corvallis, and there's like Portland, North
and Salem people too.
So is Salem? So there's CO, Eugene, Corvallis, Salem, and then there's Portland
area people. Yeah.
Portland like / Vancouver.
Yeah, it's the same area, honestly.
And Portland, Vancouver includes like Beaverton, I think, and like Hillsborough and the surrounding.
Oh yeah,
Eastern it's spread out, but like that's all the same.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. Because like once again,
that's true. There's also Eastern. There's also Eastern Oregon. I totally literally just forgot for somehow. I always assumed that they were in Idaho for so long.
Like Verminibus?
Yeah, I thought Verminibus lived in Idaho until I met him.
I think it was you who made me think that for a little bit too.
I probably made you think that for a while.
False information.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean it.
I remember this. Anyway. But yeah, so
because I was like, I think he was like ranked on Idaho PR or something at one point because he went to Idaho tournaments.
I could believe that because they're super close to it.
Because they're super close to
Idaho,
and that's what made me think. Anyways, that's that week though. So this was kind of an exciting week for us, but it wasn't really a exciting week for Smash in general. We're all just kind of sitting here waiting for more information from Nintendo regarding Smash 5.
Yeah.
Just kind of waiting on E3 here. Bated breath.
I want information before E3. I'm dying for information. I don't know about you guys. I really hope we get something in May.
So Jason,
we could get something as early as April.
M2 and I kind of had a discussion about this earlier, but what characters do you expect to be kicked out, and which characters do you think are going to be added in Smash 5?
I don't agree with his anyway, go ahead though.
Shoot.
It's all right to have an opinion. That's why I asked.
Even if it's wrong.
Oh, by the way, as a caveat, I'd like to add Zeraora to my list of things that I want.
The new Pokemon.
He's definitely
the electric.
Yeah,
the more Pokemon.
The more that I pay attention to that Pokemon, his design is so.
Why wouldn't he be?
He's almost like a fighting type of Pokemon character.
It's so obvious.
He's not literally fighting type.
He's not a fighting type, but he has like the stature of a fighting type in a Smash Bros. Game.
Well,
like he's definitely gonna be in. Like
I think
I will bet on this. Like
he's also gonna be in the movie.
It's so free that he's in.
These guys are trying to convince me that he's in, and I'm in this. I do this thing where I don't want to say that he's in, because if he's not, then I'll get real disappointed.
You're pulling the D1
approach, which is fine.
I really want him to be.
You're pulling the D1, where like D1's like, I'm not gonna say it's a new game, but I'm just gonna put in my head that's gonna be a port, so that he's not disappointed.
Fair.
So
Anyway.
so in terms of that's hard. I would like to say the first thing that comes up to mind is Wii Fit Trainer. That's like the only one. That's like
Gone.
that's the first one I
Gone.
think of. Like
Wii Fit Trainer's gone.
when, like,
I can agree with this.
when like
I think
of
Pac-Man is
that.
gone.
It depends. Yeah, if Namco Bandai if they're not developing this game, he won't be in it.
Bandai Namco developed Smash 4, by the way, so that's the reason that their character was in the game.
I'm trying to go through like all the
Gotcha.
series right now. Fire Emblem, they have a lot of rep, and I feel like we're gonna get new reps, so they're gonna have to replace some of it.
I think of all the characters that are currently in the game right now, I think that Corrin is the least likely to stay.
I agree with that.
I think Lucina and Corrin will not be in the next game,
I
but
think
Robin will
Lucina-
stay. Robin will stay.
Maybe.
Lucina, Robin, and Corrin are the least likely. Lucina and Corrin...
No, wait. Can I say my
Yeah,
opinion about
this,
Robin?
this is his answer. Yeah,
Hold on. Oh, Robin, like, Fire Emblem Awakening was like the game that kind of brought everyone back into Fire Emblem, and the characters that people relate to are Robin, and now the fan base, well, like the older fan base, in terms of like when they got into Fire Emblem Awakening, they
Right.
know Robin, and
Yeah.
essentially if you take out Robin, a lot of people would be mad about that because
That's
they
interesting.
kind of, that was like their first, like Fire Emblem Awakenings was everyone's first game, like a lot of people's first Fire Emblem
Really?
game that everyone started playing.
And
Fire
Robin was a
Emblem-
huge piece
And
of
Robin
that.
was
I
a
haven't
piece.
played the game.
Lucina
so
was
I-
also a huge like influence in the story,
Yeah.
not much as like people relate, but
So,
I think
Robin was the
staying.
player character.
Like,
and
they used to
say-
Lucina was like...
She was like the big story, like plot.
She was one of the main characters.
Oh, I thought you played as Lucina.
No, you do not play as Lucina. Lucina in that game pretends to be Marth.
I've been
and
exposed.
Like
she pretends to be Marth.
you technically play as Robin, but
But
in reality, you control all the units. I mean,
Yeah. But like you
But-
are
but-
Robin though. Okay.
yeah.
Is that why you could pick between male and female?
Yes,
It's the same thing for Corrin. The same thing for Corrin.
that's the same thing.
Oh
Which is
my
why it's kind of hard to
gosh.
say which one, Corrin or Robin. But I think Robin, everyone knows who Robin is.
That's like the OG more.
It's the OG?
More OG than.
I
So-
feel like if they put Lucina in Smash 5, they're gonna have to change her
And-
in some way so that Marth.
Honestly, they can easily
I don't
change
think that'll
her.
happen.
She does different moves
don't
in
know.
that game. She does different moves in that game. Like I
She
can
could be
already
sporting-
think of like a few moves that she can do. Her nair, besides like the whole like she hits twice, she can
Mhm.
literally do like a somersault and
Okay.
like
She be
swipe.
sporting her shades too.
That'd be
those,
pretty
like,
cool. That'd be pretty cool if
H&M
she
shades.
supports her shades.
I wish there was a skin.
Where can I buy one of those? Little mask.
I wish there was
Okay,
a skin.
so
for
I said
I don't know.
how many did you guys say? 4? You said 4, right?
What do you mean for?
Four characters that I think are gonna be cut.
No,
Or
you
how
just
many-
said characters that
I
are
just
Oh.
said characters.
Well,
I think
Do you think
I think-
4 are going to be cut?
I think 4 might just be cut.
Okay.
you just
The-
4.
Just 4.
We're gonna have 48 characters from Smash 4, and we're gonna cut 4.
Yeah.
48. What do you mean 48? There's
No,
more
no,
than
no,
that.
you mean
like
52.
there's like
I mean 52.
there are like 58 of them total,
Wait.
unless you're not counting DLC.
Mm.
There were like a bunch.
I wasn't counting the Mii's.
Okay, like 57. Oh, are you gonna like separate them all?
It counts. I mean, like,
Okay, like the 3 of them or 4 or whatever, brawler, sword fighter stuff.
mm,
All
No,
Those people.
Mii's are staying. It's just it's still on. Mii's are still on the Switch, and Mii's are just a customizable character that everyone has. It's
That's
just it's just stupid not to put them in.
So what are your characters? 'Cause you said
So-
4, right?
So Wii Fit Trainer,
Okay.
Lucina.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say like Shulk.
I think Shulk's.
I
fine.
think so, too. I'm sorry,
Shulk
Jared,
could be
my boy.
replaced by Rex.
I think that is
So
exactly
that's like the
what
most
Shulk-
likely thing to happen.
Jared
but
knows the reality of his situation.
but
It's
they-
not
but
likely
they
for
could-
Shulk to be back in.
But
Yeah.
wait. They could just leave him in the game and make Rex a totally different character. Because
Sure.
the only thing that would leave him, that's the only reason why they would leave him in the game would be because his playstyle is very, very unique. It's very unique, and they put in a lot of time into that character, and for them just to scrap him out would be like a waste unless Rex has pretty much the same things as Shulk.
Which he won't.
Which I hear that he won't be the same as Shulk because it apparently it's different. I haven't played the game, so
Okay.
yeah.
So as far as I'm aware,
maybe Ryu.
Xenoblade Chronicles. No, wait. I don't know the games.
Are
The new one like you have stands, and the old one you have a sword.
You have like drives, I think. There's different drives.
They're stands.
Monado,
Jason.
baby.
It doesn't matter what
So
the game
is-
calls them. They're stands.
Is Rex's moveset similar? Or, like, does he remind you of Shulk in terms of,
No.
like... Is he just different?
He's
his own
kind of
person?
different.
So I don't
He's
think...
not as tall as Shulk.
the height doesn't matter. I'm talking about the moveset.
Oh, yeah, the height
like-
does matter. Because Shulk is tall in Smash.
Well, in relation to the moveset, it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah.
Like, but if they're, like, kind of their own persons in terms of their movesets and how, like, they approach in their game, like how they fight, then...
It's definitely different. He doesn't have the same things as like.
Because if he
Shulk.
did, I think that would be a guaranteed lead-in into the fact that Shulk is gone. If it was similar, but there's still hope for the Monado boy, in my opinion. I don't personally think he'll come back, but there is hope.
It's 50-50 for me.
Because-
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
Either
I
he'll come
think
back
he's
with
gone.
Rex.
Yeah.
He'll come back with Rex, or he won't come back. That's it. But no matter what, Xenoblade is getting a rep. No matter what. Xenoblade is getting a rep.
Dude, that's obvious now. Like, that's
Like,
for free.
it's
for
now
free.
a big game
Pyra,
now.
Pyra, whatever her name is, right?
It'll be interesting if you just put Pyra in,
I don't think that's likely.
but it's not likely. So
As, like, a Final Smash thing, maybe?
no, just like
No, to, like, I know, like, as a character, but, like, she could be a Final Smash or a trophy.
no. She has to be in gameplay. She has to be
In gameplay, you think?
She has.
You think
to
she's
be
going to
in
get
gameplay.
crommed?
No.
Like, she'll be in the
I
Final
think,
Smash, but then
I
she
think
won't
it'll
be in
be
the
more along the lines of Pokemon Trainer, where Pokemon Trainer was in the background.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never really thought about that option.
Because Pyra is like kind of
Pokemon Trainer was like a
powering him
complete
up.
Because it's like a
failure.
team-based thing, right? And
Yeah.
so they'll be okay. No, that's actually.
Pokemon-
What if?
and-
What if that's part of the moveset though? Like she gets a power, like he gets a power up or whatever that happens in the Xenoblade. You can tell I haven't played this game at all.
Hold on.
And then like Pyra interacts in the game, but she's still like in the stands like Pokemon Trainer was.
Kind of, but I just thought of it. I don't know what Jared would think of it, but what if his smash attacks like had something to do with Pyra, like where like it was like forward smash, Pyra would come in with one with one move, and she kind of helps out with that smash attack.
Maybe
That'd be
I don't
pretty
know.
cool.
See, like I haven't.
Isn't she like
played-
a physical character in the game?
She's like a sword, right?
She's part of the
She's like
sword.
part of the sword, and she is like in a human form.
She's like in a human form. And I don't want to
can't-
spoil. I don't want to spoil that
I
much.
can't speculate.
I don't want to spoil that much.
She's very conspicuous, if you know what I mean. Very, very.
I wonder if they do the thing with Bayonetta where they censor part of the character and Corrin.
What would they
They could-
censor for Pyra?
What do you mean?
They can't.
Let's be real.
They can't censor
Like,
anything for
what are you
Pyra.
talking about? What are you talking about?
Wait, Emta, do you
Censor that
actually
fucking
do not know what
horrible
you're
ass
talking about?
character design.
For the kids. Anyway, moving on. Who do you think is gonna get added in? We're gonna do this real quick because we want to talk about our main topic, correct? So,
And that Pokemon is going to get
Zera Aura, thank you.
I think I don't
It's
know.
okay.
hope
It's okay.
so.
No.
It's okay.
I can relate to your worry of disappointment, Cannon. So I will let you sit in this. But I'm telling you right now, as a fact, he is going in there. They would be dumb to not have this. You know how like we said it would be dumb if Nintendo didn't make a new Smash game, or if they didn't like put Smash on the Switch at the very least, and then we're just like waiting. We're like, what the, and then it happened finally. Like that's same thing.
Would he
Like,
be
it's
in the
so-
game if it's a port?
Would I what?
Would he be in the game if it was a port?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
They'll just add new
They can
characters.
add characters.
There's
It
no
doesn't
way.
matter.
There's no way. I can tell you're just like with angst. Like honestly, dude. Like
Oh.
it's obvious, man.
Okay,
Like once I heard about that, and he's new, and he's getting featured in some new thing, and Smash is new, and it's coming to the Switch soon, but within the like, duh. This is, it's like Greninja, right? Actually, Greninja was there longer, right? He was around
he was around longer
for a little bit.
He was around before.
He was around development time.
Nintendo known for trying to promote stuff by putting in characters in Smash. Like they promote their own like other IPs by putting their characters
See,
in
that's
Smash.
that's why I think that Lucina is definitely gone. That's why I think
Yeah.
Greninja is definitely gone. That's why I think that,
I think Greninja's gonna get replaced with Zora. I think there's a better chance that Greninja's gonna get replaced by Zera Aura than Lucario is, because Lucario still has a little bit of that iconic like juice to it. You know what I'm saying? Like he could still be gone. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he'll stay or not. It's kind of a 50-50 in my opinion. But
I honestly don't know who's going to get replaced in Pokemon.
I think
somebody has to go.
Greninja's getting replaced in my opinion.
I don't know.
And I
Lucario
think-
can get replaced by that new
I
by
don't
that new
think
Pokemon.
He could. And so it's like a 50-50 in my opinion if Lucario's getting replaced or Greninja's getting replaced. I don't think we're going to be in a world where Smash 5 has both Lucario and Greninja, and I think Zera Aura is replacing one of them. And I think it's Greninja, It could be Lucario, but I think it's Greninja. Just because it's like it's that transition of who's the face right now, who's like that new Pokemon that Nintendo is trying to like promote super hard, and that's if it's Zeraora, that's guaranteed.
It's just right now both Lucario is kind of not prominent right now, but Greninja still is kind of prominent because of the new form that was introduced in Sun and Moon, the new Ash Greninja form.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of relevant.
Okay,
like,
that's a good
he's
point.
most recently relevant, like in terms of like what's new for him. Like Lucario hasn't had anything since Mega Evolution.
Gotcha.
And Greninja got the new Sun and Moon form, so he's kind of
So
relevant.
he's still relevant. Okay.
So
fair enough,
they're
fair
both
enough.
still relevant. So it's hard.
It's hard, man.
Greninja doesn't have a move.
Or Nintendo might be like, we want more characters. Let's just add everybody. You know.
Or what they could do is
100-man roster.
Or what they could do is just replace both Lucario and Greninja with
try studying
different.
the game.
Well, I was gonna bring it up that they could be like completely revamping the roster. Like there are characters in this game that just do not need to be in the game anymore.
We fit.
Well, we fit, but also in like the original 10, like nobody uses or cares about like
nobody cares about Jigglypuff.
What? You wouldn't.
No.
I'm saying Nintendo might.
Oh, Nintendo
12?
might.
Nintendo might.
You're gonna tamper with the original 12.
Yes,
Dude,
I
there
absolutely
would be riots.
Wait, who would be gone? Jigglypuff? Who
No
else?
way.
Dude,
Dude,
who do you?
everyone talks about Buff
Blasphemy! This is heresy.
No, I'm saying like
Okay.
the roster is going to get stale if they keep using the same characters every iteration.
I think
don't
they're gonna
change
solve
them
that by
much.
adding more, but like
or redesign them.
or redesign.
That's
them.
what they've been doing for 4 games.
Not really with the original 12. They haven't really touched besides Mario. Like
Mario's been touched,
and
a
like
little bit.
some of them a little bit, right? Like nothing crazy. Like Mario was, I think, had the biggest changes.
Yep.
with Flood.
His movesets maintain pretty much being the same like the
Yeah,
whole time.
that's my point. Like it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing. But I'm curious though, real quick. We still want to move on to the topic of just talking about Oregon Smash, but like, who do you think is gone? Like, if you think they're gonna,
in
do you
the
think anyone's
original
gone, or?
in the original 12.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Like, do you think anyone's gone first of all? Because you didn't necessarily say
Well,
that.
I'm not saying it would be a good idea to get rid of anybody. What I'm saying is they have a chance with this new game to update all the characters massively.
That is
to change the movesets of
that is a
basically all the
big boy
characters.
claim.
But because they're already doing it with Zelda, the characters in their
mean-
Breath of the Wild's Link.
Yeah, she's hella revamped.
They're probably going to be doing it to Mario. That it's going to be
Or
like
Cappy.
Odyssey Mario.
Side B Cappy.
What I'm saying is they might change a whole bunch of characters to update based on like the new versions of the characters that they have in these newer games that they're
Okay,
making.
I thought you were saying
And
they
that
would
might
remove them.
Well, they might just remove characters that are irrelevant from the original 16.
Well, then the only only character that's irrelevant in terms of new games is like Captain Falcon.
Oh, good God, there's no way.
There's no way they're gonna get rid of Captain Falcon.
Too iconic, bro. Too iconic. And
So
who knows? They could
it's
come up with like a
hard.
new F-Zero game, but I don't even think. I think
Ness has a bad chance because he hasn't had a new game in a while. But I don't know.
Nah, dude. I think
It's hard.
It's hard because I just think there's like this section of Smash 4 characters right within the original 12. They're the core of it. I think they get what's the word? Immunity. Like they don't need the like they're not influenced. Their relevancy isn't going to be influenced by what's going on. Or the relevancy in Smash isn't going to be influenced by what's going on in other things in terms of their own IPs. But there are a set of characters, and I think most of them are super influenced by that, whether or not they stay for the next one. But I just think like there's that deeper sense of immunity with a certain amount with that select few, and I think that's the original 8/12. So
if they're immune, then
wait, can I say something? By the way, like almost all the original 12 franchises, all the original 12 franchises already have upcoming games, already have games like out for the Switch. Got Kirby, Link, Mario, Donkey Kong Country Returns is coming. Samus is coming. No Falcon, but
for now.
For now, there's no new Fox game, but Fox is coming back. Fox is way too popular, and then like you see what I mean? Like there's already like a bunch of stuff coming out with the.
It would just be a huge move, a bold move, in my opinion. One that I think risk assessment wise wouldn't be smart for Nintendo, and I don't think I think they'd realize that. Like they're just like there's no reason to let go of anyone. There's a reason to revamp, right? Like that's already confirmed. There's a reason to revamp. I could see them doing that, because they want a new flavor. But to remove from the original 12 would be such a bold thing to do that honestly could be solved. That worry of staleness could be fixed by just adding more characters, which is what I think they're going to do. That's what they've been doing. I don't think they're going to stop at Smash 5.
So, do we want to move on to the next topic?
Or what's your input? Last input, Cannon. Since we've been like basically disagreeing with you the entire time. Well, what's good, fam? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the original 12 were boring.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's
but
fair.
Like,
I just want them all to be changed or gone.
That's fine.
You know what? I can be okay with you saying I want them to be. I don't think they will be, but I can see.
Okay,
that's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm a little sad, but that's fair.
Yeah, I'm a little hurt inside.
Fox and Captain Falcon are the only interesting characters in there.
Yeah, you suck, Chase. Let's go. You.
Now, Odyssey Mario is going to be interesting.
I would love to see Odyssey Mario.
64 Mario. It's like jump and
yeah.
I think Breath of the Wild Link will be pretty crazy. I think Breath of the Wild Link will be pretty crazy in terms of like his moveset.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Kirby actually has missing stuff from his game. Like, you know that he actually has a slide, like a cloud slide in his games, but he's never had it. So I really hope they give him something like that in the new game. Like there's all these little things that they could give these characters new.
The only two characters that were originally interesting were Fox and Captain Falcon, and that's because they didn't have any moves in game that they transferred over because they both drove things.
That's interesting. They're both
so the
pilots.
People making the games had like creative freedom to make like interesting characters with like I don't know, just the characters worked out better. Whereas, like, Mario, they literally just
like less thought.
Yeah, it's no thought.
Less thought. Yeah.
They just ported over 64 Mario into Smash 64, and then they kept them the same, and then added, like, Flood. They haven't changed anything since.
Yeah, we'll see. All
right, and so, like, I don't know, it's just, like, and Kirby is, like, one of the most boring characters to play as or fight against.
But the abilities are cool, but...
The abilities are cool. That's literally it, and that's not even his thing. It's other people's things that he steals momentarily to make him less boring.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in the next game. Hopefully, gameplay. I really want to see gameplay.
That'd be very nice.
It'll happen within this month or next month.
Yeah, they might just like
they'll do a direct.
Hopefully they'll do a direct. I can see them not and just letting us sit in the fucking cold, waiting for
it to happen.
Waiting for it to happen until E3.
Let their glory shine.
God, that would be so overwhelming. Because E3 happens like 6 months before the game's supposed to be released.
Dude, E3 is gonna have like that when they announce it, it's gonna have like on the stage controlled fire everywhere. Yeah, y'all laugh now. Remember this. What's today?
Fire.
Today's the 11th. Remember this. 11th at like 12 something, or M2 said, and he called it that E3 is gonna have fire with the stages. With the stage.
Pyrotechnics.
Yep.
Depends on where they hold it. Might be illegal. If they hold them in California, I think it's probably not illegal. I think I've seen pyrotechnics. Don't worry about it.
It'll happen regardless. Pull some strings. Anyway, we should move on.
Yeah.
Pull some strings. Do what you do best. So our main topic for today is the state of Oregon Smash 4. Jeez, my voice is cracking.
Everyone panic.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
So we're going to start off here with the history of the Oregon Smash 4. Brief history.
So for Smash 4, obviously, transition from Brawl in the Oregon scene. There was, I believe, a tournament, and you guys could, fact check me, tell me what's up. There's this tournament called the Smash Barn that like Ninetales hosted, or someone hosted. I remember Ninetales talking about this, and there are a lot of Brawl tournaments. And then when Smash 4 came out and they switched, they still stuck with the Smash Barn tournament. And then from there, in like late 2015, like December 2015, they moved to the CCG house for Dojo. So, and that's where I entered the scene, the competitive scene, in a serious way. So, yeah.
The history of Oregon Smash 4, also CEO, pretty much has been consistent in their tournaments.
They've been going on for a long time. They started
a very
like
long time.
5 years, I think. That's what I asked. I asked Jaxus this.
They have their like
5 years.
they're like in a stasis chamber, man. Nothing affects their venue or their scene. They just
the thickest
stick through
armor. Yeah.
It's really consistent over there. And then Eastern Oregon, like they're able to travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They go to like Idaho and their own tournaments out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about that area to know if they've had any trouble with venues or hosting tournaments, but it seems like they're pretty consistent, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah. They had that one regional, like what, MasterCore? Was that in
MasterCore was in Bend.
Oh, it was in Bend.
So
Okay,
that's CO.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That was Eastern.
And then there was there's like Eugene, which they've got the UO Smash Club.
Really good.
Which is great for them.
That's a great club.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Hosts fighter flights.
They're the ones who do fighter flights, but I think they also have their own like weekly events.
Yeah, probably within the U of O campus, University of Oregon campus. So.
But since awesome. if you're down in Eugene, you're probably a student at UO.
True.
I mean, statistically.
Yeah, second biggest university in the state. I'm pretty sure behind PSU in terms of numbers. So it's a safe bet.
And then finally, we've got like the Portland, Vancouver scene, which
has been pretty interesting.
Yeah. So
least.
Portland, Vancouver, we've started out. We started out like M2 said with like Smash Barn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Dojo moved up to CCG House.
Yeah, and that's when it turned into Dojo. That's when it was.
That's when
Dojo.
It turned into Dojo, and then down to Batcave games after a while. And then we also had the regional events, Smash Nest, that were hosted in the PSU.
Hoffman Hall.
Yeah.
Well, Hoffman, but there were multiple locations, but it was Hoffman for the last like 10, I think.
Yeah. No, actually, there was before that. Smash Nest was located in Ambridge.
It was in Ambridge.
It was in Ambridge.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
You didn't go to those.
I did not go to those.
Oh man!
Wow.
Yeah. No. I remember when you played Vivif. I remember that, and you should have won at that one point, but then you lost and you clutched it and rip you. But I remember that.
Did my man get kicked?
Smash Nest 5 was the first regional that I went to, and it featured.
Dang.
Yeah, and that was.
Oh, we're forgetting.
March. That was March of 2015. 16? No, not 15. I'm kidding. 16 for sure. 16. And they had just brought it back. They had Smash Nests. I'm assuming for Brawl. I don't know. I wasn't there for that. They had like Smash Nest 1 through 4.5. They had like a 4.5. I remember that. I remember hearing about that. Then there was a long break, and then kind of like when we were like going into Dojo. I don't think you guys were there at the time, but I was at Dojo, and then they announced Smash Nest was coming back at Ambridge Theater, which is for those of you who don't know the Portland area, it's like right before you hit downtown. There's a river separating the east side from the west side, and it was right before that on Grand Avenue or MLK Boulevard.
Yeah. And that was my first Smash Nest.
Smash Nest 5?
Like no, the Ambridge one.
The Ambridge one. So one of those.
Yeah.
So 5 was the first one at Ambridge. That I went to that when it came back, like there was that break and then it came back. That first one was Smash Nest 5. So probably I don't remember seeing you there at that time, but probably like maybe 6 or 7 for you. I don't know, like in terms of.
I just remember that Ambridge was my first like Smash Nest event.
Yeah.
I don't know when I came in, but it was definitely one of the first ones. And
yeah.
I remember I was so close to getting a top 32.
I
was so close.
Was that the one where you played Vivif?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That was not the one.
Okay.
That was the next one because I was the.
You got in the top 32.
I did
when you played Vivif.
Yes.
Okay.
I was the lowest seed up against Vivif at that time.
That makes sense. No one knew you.
No one knew me. And then
yeah.
And then after that we went to Hoffman, right?
Shortly after, yeah. So after like 3 or in between 3 of them or 4 of them, we went to Hoffman. It was a quick transition. It was like within that same month, you know how they do it every month. Within that next month, they're like, okay, guys, different place. And it used to be on Sundays too. Instead of Sundays, we're going to do it on Saturdays. And that helped a lot of people. It allowed K-Kun. No. Actually, K-Kun kind of got bodied for that.
I think Bryson did too, a little bit.
Brexton can't do stuff on Saturdays.
He could at the time. He
could.
went to stuff. He went to Smash Nest early on in Hoffman Hall, and then later because of job stuff he couldn't go. So, but yeah, and then Hoffman Hall was an amazing experience. It was a great place. Not to say that Ambridge wasn't, but Hoffman Hall was a little smaller, but in terms of what we were accommodating in terms of numbers, it wasn't. It wasn't a problem.
It was honestly perfect.
It's really what we needed.
Yeah, it was actually it was more fitting of our scene, and it was good.
Yeah, I didn't go to the first one. I remember because I went to. I believe I went to my first Smash Nest was, I think, I either went to Nairo Saga or Greninja Saga. It was one.
That was way back then.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, dude. I think you just missed the Smash Nest. That wasn't the first.
I think
Hoffman Hall Smash Nest. You probably just missed it. Yeah, Nairo Saga was super recent compared to that. No, B.
No,
Nairo and Greninja were both way after.
That was way after. Yeah.
I think my first Smash Nest was 11.
That was probably the Hoffman Hall one.
And that's the Hoffman Hall.
Or 10 was the first one, or the 11, one of the two, like something like that.
And I remember going to that because I went there and it was fun. And then the next one I went to, they were like, "Hey, Artie, can you stream?
Can you stream? Yeah, because you were doing streaming work with Ninetales at Dojo.
Dojo, yeah.
And so you had some rep report.
And then I streamed every single one after that.
Yeah.
So
it's good, dude. You've grown since. You've grown since.
Yeah.
But I don't remember I don't remember specific events at them
because you were busy streaming.
Because I was busy all the time, so it all kind of blends together. I just remember that I started in like double digits.
Yeah.
At some point, I know it wasn't 9.
Quick little blurb.
10 or 11.
That Smash Nest area, that tournament is actually kind of where Team Solid was conceived. And actually, it's funny because I don't think they know this, but it was actually thanks to Vivif that Team Solid.
This story,
it's all thanks to Vivif that we are here today.
Do you even know Jason?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
But eventually.
Yeah, you told me this.
About to get roasted, boy. Anyway.
Butted with your comments.
So no, yeah. For those of you, I'm sure everyone in the scene has heard of, at the very least, or know of Karma, Ryu main / villager / used to play Pac-Man. Very, very good player in my opinion. Taught me most of what I know, but. In terms of his reputation in the scene, it's not necessarily bad, but it's had its low points.
It's not great.
It's had its low points.
Yeah.
Just because he's a very passionate player and sometimes doesn't know how to channel that well, and can butt heads with certain people in the scene. Certain people. Most people don't like it, but certain people really don't like it, right? So he challenged Vivif to a best of 5 money match, and at the time Karma had already picked up Ryu.
Yep.
And so it was Ryu versus Vivif's Bowser. Vivif, nonchalantly just like, yeah, whatever, I'll do this, And so they were playing, and Karma was ahead 2-0. And he was gonna win, and I believe, Vivif won game 3, and he eventually reversed 3-0'd him. That's not the point of the story. Either game 3 or 4, he was like looking back at he just won, and a bunch of people had gathered around Karma and Vivif, and they're all friends of Karma. So myself, some people don't know, JP, Branson, a bunch of people who were just like good friends, like friend group, and were cheering on Richard, and we were super excited to see him potentially 3-0, or at the very least beat Vivif, which he didn't do. But anyway, and so Vivif looks back. He does a double take, so he looks back and then goes back to the screen and then goes back again and sees everyone. He wasn't expecting to see that, and so he looks at Karma and says, "I see you brought the whole crew with you," and then proceeds to go to game 3 or 4 or whatever. And then I stop and think, and I'm like, he's right. We did bring the crew. This is a crew. Why isn't this established in any form at all? We're just like unformed. Unofficial crew. And so then the next day we had a dojo before the Kaka decided to not have dojos after Smash Nest due to the amount of player attendance. There was a dojo, and after the dojo tournament this was still on my mind, and I talked to Cannon Artie after this, and I was like, dude, we need to form a crew, we need to get this stuff going, and I told him about my experience while watching
squad.
And so there was a basement squad. Some of the people in Kakao may know of it. A couple people went in there actually.
Eric went.
Crims went a couple times.
He's not part of Kakao though.
I guess he's not. He's part of the group though. Anyway, and so we all went there, and Cannon and I decided to get started on that, and We had some ideas. We went through some name changes.
Yeah, you can check the there's a podcast.
It's pretty cringy.
Our first podcast talks about the history of Team Solidarity.
It's it's pretty cringy. But that's how most things start. Most things that are hopefully ambitious and trying to be serious and trying to achieve big brain things. So it's pretty much what it is, man. How can we not start off cringy, right? Like, how can we not start off looking almost silly, right? And so we worked through that, and eventually Team Solidarity was born in terms of the name, and then we wanted to become serious. Our goals were a little unclear at first. We wanted to be just a crew at first, and we're like, wait a minute, why don't we, with a growing sense of esports, we wanted to push that and push Smash in the Portland scene, and we wanted to not necessarily take over anything, but we wanted to enhance the scene, right? We wanted to take what we had and make it better, right? And work with all of the other groups that were, a primary force in the scene. And so we set out our best, and I know we're inexperienced, but where else can we start, right? Yeah. And so from there, we tried to push, and we got things going. We got a logo. Artie's knowledge in streaming and whatnot, it came in clutch. He's growing at that, and it's been a really fun ride so far, and we're really excited about it. So and now with Smash 5 looming in the distant, in the over the horizon, it's within this year. We're super excited because we know there's going to be a huge influx of people coming in.
It's going to be huge.
Smash 5 is a really good opportunity for us, but it's also a really good opportunity, I think, for Oregon.
Yeah, it is.
Oregon has a lot of has more people than I think come to tournaments that are interested in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
We just don't have the reach to get as many of those people involved. Yeah. There are people that have just recently found out that there's a competitive scene.
Yeah, that's wild to
me. Were previously interested in the game.
Yep.
In terms of being competitive at it, but just weren't aware of the scene.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of dial-up.
Yep.
Dial-up is is a person who just recently started playing the game seriously.
Yeah, and I feel like I know I fell for this kind of thing, and I think it's a misconception for a lot of people that we've what's the word? Weeded out all of the players who want to play Smash competitively in Oregon, which is simply not true. It's just because we have a Facebook page that has a little over 1,000 people. A lot of them, first off, probably just hit on that and then didn't really interact. They haven't interacted because it's there's a small
that's how Facebook
percentage
work.
Which it is how it works. But with that said, we could definitely include more people and remind people. I'm sure they just liked it, forgot about it completely. And because they don't interact with it as much, they don't see it often on their timeline or on their wall or whatever you want to call it on Facebook. And so including them more, finding them through other means is something that we could definitely do a better job of, and we are working on. So, and I think there's an untapped audience. And especially now with Smash 5, it'll be easier, in my opinion, to find these people because now this game is going to be on a successful console. Because honestly, let's be real, Wii U was trash in terms of... Yeah, it was trash. In terms of consoles. Yeah, Smash kept it alive. It was literally the life.
I like the Wii U. The only reason it exists is because of Mario Kart and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and Mario Kart. Yeah, you're right. Mario Kart was lit. Let's go. But
Smash Brothers mostly.
Smash Brothers, Mario Kart was
Smash
the second.
Brothers is the only thing keeping it alive right now.
Right now, yeah.
Right now. But once that Switch comes out, just get rid of it. You can get all the...
It's in the hospice, man.
You can get all the games on the Switch.
I know that sounds kind of morbid, but it's legitimately, it's done. It's straight up done.
The console was done, a couple of years ago.
It is recognized by many now as done.
Medically dead.
Done.
Yes.
Once Smash Switch was announced, done, dude. You started seeing all the top.
Everybody started being like, "Oh no, I can't sell my Wii U anymore."
Now imagine this though. So you have Smash 4, which was on a terrible console. Okay, I don't want to. I keep sounds like I'm just destroying
the horrible console with no redeeming qualities.
The Wii U tried, okay, but I'm saying in terms of that, what you imagine. How it's crazy to see how much the scene has grown on a game that belongs to a console that has struggled to sell, not just in Oregon but on a national scale and regional scales. It's crazy. Have you seen the esports the esports production that's happened for Smash between when Brawl kind of ended as the dominant Smash game and now. It's wild. It's actually just wild.
Streaming has become easier for the average person. Like
that too. That's helped a lot.
So my broadcasting class, you used to need to pay upwards of like $80,000, I think.
Oh wow!
In like the 70s for a broadcast camera.
Uh-huh.
And nowadays it's like much down. It's like 8,000 in our dollars.
Wow!
And if you think about like 80,000 in 70s dollars.
So technology is just catching up and helping us out. Making things a lot cheaper.
So Moore's law is really
because more accessible.
Moore's law has really just bodied the price of standard broadcasting equipment, including capture cards, including cameras, including sound equipment.
Mm-hmm. What's Moore's law?
Moore's law is a mathematical equation that has calculated the growth of. Essentially, what it does is every 1.5 years, the smallest, like the average size of a chip shrinks by half.
Oh, good God!
And that's been going on for
really.
Yeah. That's been going on for...
You'd imagine that eventually, plateau, right?
60 or 70 years. It's starting to plateau.
Okay.
It's starting to plateau. We're starting to get into absurd territory with the size of chips. But Moore's law is basically the growth of technology over time is exponential. They shrink by half.
So cost of production will decrease, I'd imagine, and then...
Well, more like you could fit more into a given space.
Yeah, and that would affect the price. Right?
And that affects the price.
Like in a good way.
And it's a form of miniaturization. Anyway, that's not the point.
Right.
Stuff is getting is getting cheaper.
Yeah.
You can buy professional grade broadcasting equipment if you have $20,000 right now. You could have a professional broadcasting setup.
Wow.
This is the kind of stuff that the VG Bootcamp uses. Is they have the switchers and the mixers, the cameras that would body the absolute shit out of anything you can buy consumer grade level.
Wow.
And it's cheap. It's cheap. Like one camera in the 70s cost 4 or 5 times as much as an entire setup does now.
Man.
So it's
zeitgeist.
Yeah, I mean it's getting easier. So what I'm saying is that with that and the pickup of the high speed internet and third party streaming applications like Twitch and OBS and XSplit and YouTube now where you can stream, it's just the ability to grow a scene has improved dramatically, and the ability to watch a scene grow has improved ridiculously.
Amazingly, yeah.
So, Smash 5 is kind of entering into that era.
That's exciting.
At a good time.
It's very exciting.
On a good console.
With Nintendo support.
Let's hope so.
That's guaranteed. Yeah, for competitive scene, let's hope so. And I think to a degree that's guaranteed. But how much is the question, and how will it work logistically is the other question.
And so to relate this back to our main topic,
yes,
main topic this week, as a reminder, is the state of Oregon Smash 4 and its future. Smash 4 in Oregon has been doing pretty good, right?
Overall, yeah, it's been actually doing
pretty
fine,
decent,
contrary
pretty
to belief,
pretty fine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the majority of the population that plays Smash 4 lives in Portland or Vancouver.
Yeah,
and Portland and Vancouver.
It's pretty hard to try and go to a decent sized tournament nowadays.
Yeah, you have to drive.
Yep.
You have to drive.
You have to drive kind of far.
Yeah, for those of you, if you're tuning in from outside of Oregon, going from the Portland area to Salem, South Drive, it's about an hour.
It's about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. And then for Eugene, it's about
2 hours.
2 hours.
So
for regionals, going to Eugene honestly isn't that big a deal because it's a regional, right? But for weeklies, imagine now only cutting that time by about a half hour and then having that be a weekly as opposed to a monthly, that can take a toll. And so at the very worst, it's become inconvenient. And so that's been a struggle for sure. So
but like I said, Portland and Vancouver have been suffering, but the the rest of Oregon's been doing fine.
Actually thriving, man. Like Preston and Total has done an amazing job.
Really done amazing growth on
with the Corvallis tournaments. Actually, I want to go to one of those, man. Like I definitely want to check them out. Yeah, before the month's up.
Clearly some talents down there, as we saw.
Yeah, Fine Man.
Fighter Flight.
Man.
Yeah. For sure.
Fine Man did a fine job, man. Sorry.
Nice. Good thing you weren't on commentary.
Yeah, good thing I was though.
For one of his games?
No, not for his game. Oh, for one of his games.
That's what I mean.
No, I ended up having to play him, but yeah. So he did amazing, and
yeah, he did great.
Churro's been talking a lot about it and how a lot of talent's rising up there. Got a couple Fox mains. Let's go.
Let's go.
CC Dogs. And so, that's been great. Like Eugene's doing well. Eugene's been doing well. There's been quiet. Salem has stayed consistent. Corvallis is up and thriving. Yep. And Portland has just been a little struggling in terms of the inconvenience.
We've had a little bit of a stagnant age.
But the players that really want to go have been going. That's really the point. And overall, the state's been doing fine. It just looks very different. Yeah. It definitely does look very different because Dojo was definitely like the primary place to go, whether it was at Batcaves or CCG House. And
so we've had no weeklies in Oregon. Or in Portland, rather.
In the Portland area.
We've had no regionals in Oregon.
I wouldn't count Fireflight as a regional. It's like a big boy.
And so it's really been a pain.
Yeah.
Let's see. But we have survived. Also, I wanted to mention, like, in terms of like old tournaments, never forget the basement.
That was where everything started for us before we even. It was like for Cannon and I, and later Chasen, kind of like phase 2 of it.
Very later.
It was the pre-phase. There was a tournament both of us used to go to called Game Room. That's actually where Cannon and I met in Milwaukee. For reference, Breakson does know about it. I actually met Breakson there. He would usually dominate those tournaments.
Jimmy and Isaiah showed up at one.
So did K-Kun. Once. Literally just once.
I think Jimmy and Isaiah showed up a couple times.
They showed up twice. I'm wrong. K-Kun showed up once. Right. And so that was a huge thing. Tournament wasn't that difficult, we were terrible, and so I didn't know anything about neutral whatsoever. I was just playing for fun, main Link. Sorry to all the Link mains. But I learned a lot. I was introduced to the scene, like the pre-scene, a lot. It gave me a pathway to be introduced to the scene, right? Yep. I got to see some faces that were prevalent in the scene and have been prevalent. And so from there, we did the basement stuff. And so that was basically in this place right here where we're standing. There was a TV behind us, and there were like stairs over there. And it's been renovated. It's been remodeled since. But there were tournaments here that were free in both senses of the word, to be honest. But it was free in the sense of there was no money involved, and we weren't good. Like
it's how we got good, though.
But it's how we got right. It set the foundation.
Big practice session.
It's a foundation,
but it was a bracket. It was a big practice session, but
it was a bracket. So there was some seriousness.
It was a practice bracket that I ran for like a year.
So for the clout. And for the just for bragging rights in general, we took it seriously.
We streamed a couple of them.
And we streamed them. If you ever, I don't know,
are they on? The layouts are so.
I don't know, like if you remember the layouts, like cannons. Oh, it's terrible. But like, look, like where? Oh, no, like he knows. Like
they're on my personal channel on YouTube.
Yeah, if you
they're not on the Team Solidarity.
No.
Oh god.
For the lulz maybe, but like
they're so bad.
They're bad, and the gameplay
is
just
like
a
compilation of like how like we've evolved
to get If you guys really want to know,
that would be really funny.
No. If you guys really want to know, look up my set versus a guy named Q-Tip, Smash Nest 5.
Q-Tip.
And he played Link, and I played Sheik. So that isn't a training room. That isn't one of these free tournaments that we did. But it offers you how much I knew, and it's so funny because even K-Kun was commentating on that. K-Kun with some like British sounding guy named what's his name, Starman.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, is that live? Is that on there?
This is a picture of the basement.
Yeah, dude. You see Karma over there. You see, is that you Cannon next to him?
That's you.
You got like less of a beer going on there, and then you got
Paprika,
and then there's Paprika, Peachman, Nate.
Look at Victor,
Branson, and
Chan.
The
left corner.
All of these. So this is actually where you see where that TV is. That's where That's where we're at. That's where, that's the wall behind us. That's the wall behind us for reference.
Is that where that Roy won?
Roy was probably wax.
That's wax. That's probably me playing him and losing. So
rip M2.
Rip M2. Yeah.
Yeah, you just listen to Roy's.
Yeah, Everett's probably happy about that.
A little trip down
memory
lane.
What was I getting on about? Like, what was I getting on about? I kind of lost track.
Oh, nothing. The point of me bringing that basement up.
That's like the OG.
Yeah. Well, the point of me bringing the basement up is even if there's not like big tournaments or local tournaments that are weekly, there's still like a scene. If there wants to be,
it's just maybe more grassroots. But yeah, like
that was one of the most grassroots things. Do I need to put?
We got even more.
Do I need to pull the picture up again?
No, you're good. You're good.
You see that grassroots?
Oh no, I was talking about my set.
Grassroots all over.
I was talking about my set. So Starman and K-Kun commentated this. I think his name is Starman. And he
sounds familiar.
And yeah, he was like one of the commentators. I don't know what happened to him anyway. But anyway, they were making fun of my gameplay, saying, "Yo, they're advancing the Sheik meta." And this was pre-patch Sheik, by the way. And it actually pains me every time I remember there was a pre-patch Sheik because I didn't know anything and I didn't know how to abuse my character. And then as I got better and more knowledgeable, at the very least, of Sheik, this was at that point she was already nerfed, and I was crying inside. I'm like, "Are you kidding me, dude? I could have gotten these down throw 50/50s at this percent. Are you serious?" I got made fun of once for down throwing up airing at 0%. At 0%, Karma made fun of me for that, and he's right to make fun of me for that because that's terrible.
After a certain period of time, looking back on old sets is supremely painful.
That gives you an idea. If you look that up, that gives you an idea of where we were at the time, and it was not a pretty sight. No. But we made it. I mean, like, we worked hard, and it's fun to see how far we've come. Frankly, it's been great, and to see what we can do in the future for the scene, and I'm super excited. And all of the different groups that we can work with. So, anyway.
Yeah, with that said, though, the Oregon scene has been, as far as, in terms of, our state's population is pretty low. And especially for the West Coast.
That's true.
And so, well, they mean the East Coast average population is a little bit higher, but I mean, like, in terms of big cities on the West Coast.
You're going to compare us to, like, Seattle?
Seattle, and then San Francisco is the next closest one.
And then if you even want to go PNW regions,
like Vancouver,
BC, we lose.
It's not a good comparison. Yeah, it's not a good comparison. Mm-hmm. So considering that
rapidly growing city, but still nowhere near close.
No.
Seattle's like 3 times the size of the population.
It's actually ridiculous.
Like, if not including the metropolis.
And Seattle's like 2 hours away from us.
2.5, like 2.5 to 3.
Like, I could totally forgive people for like linking Washington and Oregon's scenes together. If they were like making a map of scenes.
Yeah.
Like the Pacific Northwest scene.
Small, man.
Like central, like when there is a big tournament in the Pacific Northwest, it is always, like, optimally should be held in Seattle. And that's because it's the easiest place to, like, get to.
It's right in the middle.
It's in the middle, and it's a really great city.
It's in the middle, and it's got a billion different places to host.
Yep.
They have a thriving scene.
Yeah. Oh, man. Shout-outs to... I gotta do this, man. Like, to Gyromite, to Serona, JC, with the clutch streaming. Like, It's amazing, and I'm excited.
I want to say, like, Beardbot and Dewey as well.
Beardbot and Dewey as well. Like, they've done a great job, man. I went to... The first time I went to Orbitar,
yeah,
I was like, I'm impressed. Like, color me impressed. Like, I was super happy about it. The venue was super cool. I was genuinely excited to be there.
It's an inspiration.
It's inspiring, definitely. And then Port Priority, dude, they've just gotten better and better every single time. And I'm excited for Port Priority 3. I think it's going to become a PGR event.
Yeah.
Is it already not? It was already a C tier, was it not?
C tier. The first one was a C tier. The second one was unranked.
Okay, and then this one is going to be wild. Like, probably still C tier, to be honest, in terms of population, but it's got to be at least C tier. It's got to be at least C tier. And so
do they do that still? Do they do the tiers?
Yeah.
They do that.
They still do it.
Yeah. Okay. They don't like publicize it a lot. Like, there was discussion about it that made it a little bit more public, but
sure,
they definitely rank them. Oh yeah, and Port's definitely in that conversation, and it's getting attention, man. I'm so excited. Dude, we're going to see like 6WX. I don't know if Nairo's in the compendium. That'd be cool if he just like showed up, man. Yo, what's up, B?
I don't think he's in the compendium. I think he's just like, I think Debuzz is just going. Anti is just going.
Yeah.
But
I
don't think Nairo is.
What if he's just
surprised? I don't remember.
That'd be so cool. But
I can't remember. You're gonna have
to owe us a thing. But
please contact at Gyromate SSB.
Gyromite, my boy.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
He'd know.
You definitely
or you can follow there's an actual official Port Priority Twitter account.
At Port Priority 3, the number 3.
And you guys should check that out if you're interested, because Port
Definitely
Priority...
Definitely sign up, too, if you're in the region.
Yeah, and if you can make it, it's going to be, what, May 5th?
Yep.
May 5th.
Yeah, it's coming up
the
soon.
first Saturday of May, I believe.
Get on that. Like, that's a huge opportunity. You won't want to miss it if you can. If you can. So...
That tournament's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And so going back to our discussion about Seattle and that area, like, the PNW is fine. Oregon has struggled a little bit in certain areas, but they are fine. And Smash 5 is on the horizon, and it's going to be amazing.
Things are looking up.
And things are looking super great on a console that is so successful. One of Nintendo's most successful consoles in just super well designed. Man,
the Switch is.
I remember. Okay, my favorite part was when I was playing and I had to go somewhere. I had to like walk and then go on the max. I was like, man, I want to continue playing Breath of the. Wait a minute, I can't continue playing.
Do it.
I'm gonna continue playing it. I pull it out. I slap those Joy-Cons right in that spot, those 2 spots, bro, and I'm just going back at it. I was so happy. I was. I'm glad no one saw me when I realized this, like, mentally, because I was just super happy. It's great, and I am super excited, man. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I might cry right now.
Yeah. So Oregon's been doing great, but Portland's been in a little bit of a funk. This is because we've lost our weekly PDX Smash Dojo
and our monthly.
And our monthly Smash Nest has not picked up since 19. Is that 19?
Maybe, I don't remember. Yeah, I think 19. I think it is 19. Yeah.
So
it's been like half a year.
Yeah. So we've been having to go to Salem for our weeklies, which is a little bit of a slog, and it's also on a different day. Yeah. So we haven't making
it hard for other people, other PR members to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like Biggie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to that end,
and Karma too, actually.
Yeah. To that end, people have been searching for a venue. Tim, who was the original, Tim, who was one of the original Let's K-Kun runners of Dojo, picked up the slack when Eric left because of lack of interest in the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
After the venue kicked us out, we were looking for a venue for a while. But Tim has other duties that he has to attend to, I think, in terms of school or job.
Has a work family.
Has a work thing.
Yeah.
So he's been unable to find a venue. We tried finding a venue for a regional for a while.
We kept it quiet, but we've been trying to find it.
Yeah.
And we found a couple different prospective places. We found one really promising prospective regional venue that we contacted and inquired about. And things. So at some point, I think we might actually run a regional there. Mm-hmm. And that's a place in North Portland.
Really good location, honestly.
I like the location a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, M2 and I actually did a little bit of a tour around the location.
I was...
You were not there.
You were not there.
I was not there. Yeah, You're right. I was part of, like, you finding...
You were helping us a lot in the process. It was really... No,
I just want some recognition. That's all I want.
I helped.
I
want my recognition now.
I want my money right now.
I want my... Let it be... No, for the record, that Silent Rain was helping.
Thank you.
But all of this... all this eventually, though, has led up to our current announcement.
Yeah, so the announcement is that we are getting back a weekly in the Portland area. And it's not going to be Bat Caves, but it's going to be a place that you guys are very familiar with, that being CCG House. So we talked to the owners at CCG House, and they were more than willing to have us there. And so Team Solidarity is going to run the weekly. It's going to literally be just like Dojo in terms of the time and the day. It's going to be Sundays from 12 to 6.
12 to 6.
Yeah, so if you guys are of the nostalgic sort, then rejoice, my brethren.
So it's looking like this is going to start up sometime in the next 2 months. There are a couple things we need to nail down first with the owners of the venue, and then there's another couple things we need to nail down for ourselves. But currently.
It's
gonna be good.
The agreement's been made, and we're just finalizing some stuff, some logistics that need to be taken care of before we can proceed.
More details will be announced later on,
Yeah,
and it's not gonna be Dojo. It'll be a different title.
It'll be a different title.
It's a working title right now. We're still working on it.
Because we're not like we want to help enhance the community, right? And we want to work with every single group, but we aren't Kaka, right? And we're not going to pretend to be Kaka. We are Team Solid. We've got different aspirations, and
its
so
own thing.
We're a different thing. So,
yeah.
But
when we have more information, you can look to the Team Solidarity official Twitter page. That's at @solidaritygg.
Yep.
And you can look at our website, where I will be adding a new information tab that's going to be talking about our tournaments.
www.teamsolidarity.info.
Yes.
So
I'm just going to announce it in the Oregon official.
Great.
Competitive Smash, just in case people who weren't watching it live can just hear about it. So I'm gonna just announce it.
Let them know that we got it.
All right.
This has been No Items, a weekly podcast by Team Solidarity. This is Artie.
This is M2.
This is Silent Rain.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeet.
Yeet.